It's crazy to think that in the last 20 years, Surprise has gone from 44,000 residents to over 144,000. That's more than 3 times its size in 20 years. So why are so many people moving to Surprise? Well, that's what I'm here to cover. I'll go over the good, the bad, the ugly, and the surprising parts of living in Surprise, Arizona. So if you're thinking about moving in Surprise and you're wondering what's it like to live here, it's coming right up. What's up, everybody? This is Camilo Quevedo with eXp Realty. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button right there and hit the bell so you get notified every time I make a video. I'm gonna be covering what it's like living in the Northwest Valley of Phoenix, Arizona. I've been receiving calls of a lot of people looking to relocate. I just helped an older couple moving from Rhode Island find their retirement home, and they are absolutely loving it. So days, nights, weekends, I got your back. Give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email. Just let me know and I'll be happy to help you relocate and make this transition as smooth as possible. So let's get the big thing that everybody talks about right off the way, which is the heat. Yes, summers are hot. I don't care if it is a dry heat. They're hot. There's nothing nice about being outside when it's 115 degrees. No matter if it's dry or humid. Yes, it is nicer than humid, but it's still 115. It's not a nice thing to experience. But outside of that, one thing that nobody ever, I never see a video, I never seen anything online that nobody even warned me about, is actually the summer also has monsoon season. Now, I didn't know what a monsoon was until I moved to Surprise, Arizona. Pretty much is heavy rains, incredibly heavy winds with the occasional sandstorm and a lot of lightning and thunder. So you could be having a beautiful 110-degree weather day, and then in the afternoon it gets dark, starts downpouring, thunders, lightnings, and incredibly high wind speed hits your house, and within 2 hours you're back to sunny. It is crazy and scary if you have no idea they're supposed to be here. So take it from me, if you come here, just know there's gonna be days where a monsoon is just gonna hit, and there's gonna be very strong winds that are gonna shake the house. There's gonna be lightning right outside that you just go outside and you're able to see lightning all over the place. Thunder all around that's gonna scare the dogs, and it's gonna just downpour for about 30 minutes and then it's gonna go away. Now, I just did a very hard cut to where I was, but it did start raining like I said it would. So I figured let me just jump right now and show you outside how it looks like, the winds. So here's my yard, my backyard. As you can see, the rain is actually coming sideways. It's raining sideways because of the wind. I don't know if you can see the wall all the way in the back, but you can see the raindrops there on the side. You can see how much water is right now on the floor. Let me show you from the front of the house as well. Funny thing, last week, if you see that stop sign on top of it, that was the street signs were on top of it, but the wind knocked them down. So now we only have a stop sign, no longer the street sign right there for the moment. Let me show you here from the office window here where, like over my shoulder, how the wind is moving the tree outside. And I'm hoping that branch doesn't break today, because last week, one broke last week. So, perfect timing. Talking about monsoons and things that nobody talked to you about. And here we are in the middle of one as I'm recording this. I never heard about that. Talking to locals, they all share about how dangerous it is. They all share about trees falling, cars being taken away by flood zones, how not to always stay inside, be careful. All of these things I learned about once I actually moved here and got to experience one without even knowing what was happening. I remember taking my kids and my family, my wife, and all of us trying to understand what on earth is happening. Everybody warned us about the heat. Is this normal? Is this strange? Is this a once in a lifetime event? Nope. Every summer, monsoon season, make sure your trees are properly trimmed. Make sure that there's nothing outside in the backyard that can be blown away by heavy winds or be damaged by heavy rains. The nice thing about them, I guess, the good part of those, is that they do bring the weather down an easily 15 degrees difference. You can go from 115 degree weather. It usually brings it down to the low hundreds that you get to enjoy for a day or two. But at the same time, this right there is no longer valid. Right after a monsoon hits, you have a good days of humidity, which is not the nicest thing, but it's also cooler weather. So hey, you can have both here, but just for you to know, there is a monsoon season here during the summer that you need to be prepared for and know that is coming. When it's not monsoon, then it's hot, very, very hot. The first 3 months of me being here, I literally stopped every single parent that had a kid and asked them, what do you do with kids? I have 2 younger ones. I needed to know what to do with them in the middle of the summer. Pretty much there's only one response that everybody says: stay inside, go to the pool. That's it. That's all you have to do. So if you have kids, make sure that you find a home that it is comfortable for you. In the summertime, from May to October, you're gonna be spending a lot of time inside of that home because of the heat. You just simply cannot go outside with your kids. When I got here, I moved here in the middle of the summer. And I learned very quickly that I had to take my daughter to the park at 6:30 in the morning. So I would literally have to go wake her up, get her dressed while she was still all sleepy, and then I take her to the park. We were the only ones most of the time, and then let her play, let her go on the swings, let her go on the play structure, and literally within 20 minutes, even at 6:30 in the morning, her cheeks will be all red, she will be sweating. I learned by the first time I need to bring a lot of water to the second time around for her to be able to enjoy that. And around 7:30, more families will join. And by the 8, it was completely deserted. By 8, there's nobody outside just because it's just not worth it. So if you're gonna move here in the heat, or if you're gonna move here, make sure you have a comfortable house to spend a lot of time with your family, especially if you have kids. And if you can't, get a pool. A pool is an amazing way to defeat the heat. If you cannot afford or you cannot get a pool in your house, there is a Surprise Aquatic Center, and there is a Hollyhock Community Pool. Both of them are fantastic places to take your kids. They have events. We just went to the Itty Bitty Beach Party the other day. They had 2 of their lifeguards were dressed as mermaids and swam around for about 2 hours with the kids. They have floaties, they have events, they have a movie night in them as well. There's a 4th of July party in there as well. So there's a lot of ways for you to enjoy a pool if you don't have a pool at home. They're open to public, I think every day from 12 to about 5 or 6 p.m. So it's a great way to go enjoy your time. If your kids don't know how to swim, pro tip, they have incredible swimming lessons and they are cheap. So swimming lesson, I had to get my daughter swimming lessons. It was $25 for 8 lessons, and they do them back to back to back. So it's Monday through Thursday, every single day for 30 minutes. My daughter learned to not be afraid of the water and learn to swim like that just because of how good their teachers are and how quickly they teach them on every single day so they don't forget it from week to week. So pro tip there, if your kids don't know how to swim, they do offer lessons for $25 to residents, and it's super nice. 2 weeks, 8 lessons, totally worth it. Go check those out. All right, now let's talk about the city itself. Surprise is a very new city. Pretty much most of what you see in Surprise is gonna be 20 years or younger, which has a lot of pros, has a couple of cons in my eyes at least. So pros, everything is new, everything's pretty, everything's in great shape. So parks, the pools, the tennis courts, the wiffle ball courts, the racquetball, the baseball stadiums, everything's in really good shape. Everything looks beautiful because of it. It's still a very new city, it's still growing. There's a lot of construction happening right now. A lot of houses are going up with brand new neighborhoods, which makes it driving fun because then you get brand new neighborhoods, brand new pools, brand new parks going up all the time. So it's fun, it's good. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps the city pretty, which is all great things. One thing, and to be honest, I've always lived in big cities. I'm from Colombia, so I live in Bogota, the capital. Then I live in Las Vegas, which is a lot of things happening all the time. And then I moved to San Diego, where it's a small city, but it still has a lot of things constantly happening. So price, not as much. So one of the cons for me, and I don't know if this is surprise or if this is just the first time I'm living in the suburbs, but there's not a lot of history here. It's a brand new city, so it's not like you can go to a place that's been here for 60 years and look at it. There's not a lot of mom and pop shops because since the city's been growing, pretty much all the major restaurants and major retailers and brand names have come into the city. So a lot of what you see is just what you see pretty much everywhere else. It's gonna be your Targets, your Walmarts, your Lowe's, your Home Depots, your Best Buys, your Bed Bath & Beyonds. Costco just opened a couple of months back. So pretty much everything's still brand new, and with it comes just big brand names. So there's not a lot of mom and pop shops that you can go to and enjoy. There is a lot of bar and grills. Bar and grills are and there's a lot over here in Surprise for you to go enjoy a beer, enjoy some drinks, get to watch some sports. So of those, there's a lot and they're really good. But other than that, there's really not a lot of like authentic, there's not like a way that you can say, oh, this is authentic Surprise. You don't see a lot of that. There's the authentic Surprise, the old Surprise, where Surprise actually originated from. You can go there, there's still old houses. Pretty much everything built right now is HOAs, everything's neighborhoods and HOA. It's very hard to find a house with no HOA here in Surprise, unless you go to Old Surprise, and then you're gonna be able to find those homes by themselves where they actually own the land, no HOA needed. If you're an investor, that's a great place for you to go look at. A lot of the houses are old because obviously they're Old Surprise. So there's a lot of houses that are run down. There's a lot of houses that need some remodeling that could use somebody to come in and fix them up, and everything around them is growing with new development. So a house that is properly fixed up, a good fixer-upper, and you do a good job, you can probably bring a lot of value to that area as well. Cool thing about Surprise, we do have spring training here in the city. We have the Texas Rangers and we have the Kansas City Royals base their spring training here in Surprise. They have about 6 baseball fields where they get to practice on during spring training. You get to see, as you're driving by them, you get to see a lot of people just trying to peek in through the fences, trying to catch a glimpse of their favorite player, always with a glove to catch that home run that they hit while they practice. And then their Surprise Stadium where they actually hold the games. It's pretty much 2 months where last time I checked, it was only a game pretty much every single day. They're very affordable to go to. The stadium is very nice for you to go and play, go and watch them play. And it's right next to the Surprise Community Park. There you're gonna be able to find the library, and then you're gonna be able to find obviously a park for the kids. There's a lake for fishing, there's wiffle ball courts, there's tennis courts, basketball courts, racquetball courts, and they actually have something very cool. They have an actual stadium designed for kids with special needs. So everything in the stadium, from the floor to the spacing, from the open spaces, everything is designed for kids with special needs to be able to go and enjoy an athletic facility created and designed just for them. So in that sense, Surprise is a very family-oriented city. It has a lot of parks, it has a lot of events, it has a lot of community programs for children. which is something obviously I didn't know about when I moved here, but it's been a very nice surprise to get. To be able to have so many different things that I can enroll my daughter to and take my daughters to for them to enjoy that. Cons, there's not a lot of work around Surprise, so chances are that you're going to be working away from Surprise. You're going to be driving to work. Mainly Surprise, the main employer from Surprise is the Dizard school district. So they're the major employer here. Then after that, I think it's Walmart and then farming. So there's not a lot of main brand names working. Amazon just opened up a brand new warehouse here as well. So that probably is going to bring some jobs here to this area. But for the most part, your chances are you're going to be driving to work. Which brings me to another thing here, a con about living here. People here drive crazy. I mean, crazy. I've been driving past the speed limit, but I've been driving past the speed limit, and then there's people behind me that come flying through or trying to throw their car at me because I'm driving too slow. It seems like everybody here is in a hurry and everybody's willing to do whatever they need to do to get to where they need to get to. It's not something that I thought it was me at first, but after doing some research, it seems like everybody feels the same way. Some people blame it on out-of-towners, some people blame it on locals. Reality is traffic does get a little bit crazy, so just make sure that you are aware that people are gonna drive like they need to be somewhere now. And then if you're gonna be working in the Phoenix area, there is just like any main city, there is just traffic jams. That's just gonna be part of the deal. Phoenix is about 40 minutes away from Surprise. Plus, if you add rush hours, you're gonna probably wanna add a little bit more to that. But Phoenix is about 40 minutes from Surprise. So if you're gonna be working in Phoenix, just keep that in mind as well. Surprise is also very well located. We actually have the Wildlife Zoo about 15 minutes away. It's a great zoo to visit. I mean, I come from San Diego with the San Diego Zoo in mind, and this zoo has some of the species that I've never seen. It has a lot of albino species for some reason, and it has exhibits in a way that I've never seen displayed before. Give you a little here of a sneak peek. They actually have an enclosure for a boa constrictor with no glass. So literally you can be about this far from the boa constrictor and just laying there with no glass in between the two of you, just like that. It's very freaky, it's very unique, and they also have like two albino tigers, an albino alligator. So it's a great zoo. It's a great zoo to go visit. They will also have the White Tank Mountains on the west for you to go hiking and outdoor activities. And then we also have Glendale and the Westgate Entertainment District. That's where the stadium is for the Arizona Cardinals. They have a lot of live music, restaurants, bars. They have a little version of their Bellagio fountains there. It's a great place to go have fun, Topgolf, all those fun things to do. So it's very well located. There's a lot of things surrounding Surprise for you to enjoy. But again, you have to drive pretty much if you're gonna live in Surprise. Con, you have to go and be driving a lot. There's really no transportation system, public transportation system at all. You'll have to go far to be able to find the first bus or the first train station to get you anywhere. But within the city itself, there's really no public transportation whatsoever. So you are going to have to drive wherever you need to. It's a little bit of a con about living here. But once you're driving, things are very close by for you to be able to enjoy and to be able to have a great time. I can now do a video about Surprise and not talk about real estate. So in Surprise real estate, like I mentioned before, it's a brand new city, still growing. So most of the buildings, most of the houses in Surprise are gonna be 2003, 2002 and after. So still fairly new. Prices are gonna range between, for houses, single family homes. I think at this point where with the rate that they're growing and going higher in price, anywhere between the 320,000 up to the million, there are $1 million homes here. But mostly the range, the average is gonna be about 350 to 400. Somewhere in there, you can definitely find a really good 3-bedroom house. If you find a good house, probably even has a pool in it. for 350 to 450 range. You can find a very good place, which for the area and for the Phoenix metro area is still a very good price. Prices are going high, are rising up very quickly at this moment, like pretty much everywhere in the country. But it's still a fairly affordable place to live, and you do get quite a bit for what you pay. So a $450,000 home. Wow, that was hard to say. You can easily get a 3-4 bedroom house with a pool and a nice yard. So that's a very nice thing about Surprise, affordable living. So a lot of people are coming here because of that. They're driving away from the city. There's not a lot of condos, there's not a lot of apartments. Most of it is single family homes within neighborhoods with HOAs. There's some gated communities, not a lot, but there are some. And there's some part of Surprise that are 55 and older only. So great place to live, affordable place to live. Mostly it's gonna be, like I mentioned, single family homes. 3-bedroom will be the most normal. You may be able to find a 2-bedroom here and there. There's some 4 and 5 bedrooms as well. If you go up north, that part is still in development. You're gonna see a lot of land, and you're gonna see a lot of houses being built there as well. So if you're into new builds, Surprise is just popping up. Every little piece of land is being bought right now and being developed. So that's a great chance for you to find one of those. Part of Surprise that I was not aware of until I moved here is that Surprise actually started as a farming city. There was a lot of farming in Surprise, and there is still a lot of farming here in Surprise right now. I know, I would have never thought that in the middle of the desert is a great place to farm, but apparently it is. There's a lot of farming, and for me, at least personally, it's been something very fun to drive, because pretty much every 3 months you get to see a piece of land go from dirt to growing something, to fully grown vegetables, to back to dirt. I've seen corn, I've seen kale, I've seen carrots, I've seen, I think, some sort of berries. So apparently it's a great place to plant. So if you're into gardening, it's also gonna be a great place for you to do some gardening, to rotate throughout the year and grow different things. I think that I would have never thought would be something great, or something that happened in the middle of the desert when I first moved here. So Surprise is also very known to the retirement community. There's Grand City, which is a 55 and older community area in Surprise. Great communities, great facilities. A lot of them are just for residents only of that area. Some of them are open to the public. With a good retirement community also means there are a lot of golf courses here. I believe within Surprise, there's about 14 different golf courses that you can choose from. And they're actually very affordable. Yes, we do not play in the summer. You don't want to be golfing at 115-degree weather, but there's a lot of places for you to go and choose. So if you are an avid golfer, Surprise will be a great place for you to come and get to enjoy, change the course every time, and be able to go out there and enjoy the beautiful weather from October to May, out there golfing and hitting the links and getting your game improved. The monsoon just went by. It stopped raining already. I can actually see some blue sky starting to show up here. Pretty soon the entire sky is gonna be blue, like nothing happened. But if I look at this side, you can see that there's still dark clouds and there's some rain over here. So they're probably enjoying what I already enjoyed here. So thank you for spending some time with me. I hope that this was helpful. I hope I was able to show you a little bit of the things that you can expect when you move here. If you're thinking of relocating here to the Surprise area or Northwest Valley of Phoenix, send me a text, give me a call, shoot me an email, let me know. I'll be more than happy to spend some time with you, figure out what your needs are, and finding you the right place to live. I'll be seeing you soon. Looking forward to hearing from you.